All right, that's perfect. Let's make up a class. Let's make up a student. Let's make up a schedule. A lot of crap we're making up right now. An example of a weighted mean. GPA. All right. Let's make up a student.
Johnny.
Johnny! What's Johnny taking this term?
Stats.
Of course he is. Of course he is. How did he do in stats?
Average.
Average? C plus. Although, that doesn't happen too often in this class. Is it okay to call average C plus? I mean, I went straight to there because I went to Catholic school, and that's kind of what they call average. All right? What the hell? Leave it in there, it's fine. It's a fictitious student anyway. What else is Johnny taking?
Biology.
Biology? Biology. What did he get in bio?
B.
B. Alright. What else is he taking?
Psychology.
Psychology. What's he getting?
B.
B and A, B plus, A minus. And he's taking total fit, which is the greatest PE class ever. And you got an A in it. Correct.
Well, it's total fit. How can you not get an A?
You can stop showing up, you can
Yeah.
whine, you can ask them to next, you can, there's all kinds of ways to not get an A total fit. Yeah. So, what's his GPA?
You have to weigh it by how many credits each class is.
And what was the word you said right before, by how many credits?
What did I say?
Weigh
Weigh it?
You have to weigh it by how many credits each class is, and that's why this is an example of a weighted mean. Each of these letter grades has a number attached to it. Okay, that's just the way the GPA system works. A C plus, I think, is a 2.3. Because the way it works is an A is a 4, a B is a 3, a C is a 2, and a D is a 1, and an F is a 0. And the pluses and minuses are 0.3s above and below that. So for example, a C would be a 2, a C plus would be a 2.3. But is it 2.3 or 2.33? I think it's 3.3 because your GPA is 2 decimals. 2.33. Fair enough? A B would be just a 3, 3.00. An A minus, an A is a 4, a minus is going to be a 3.67. And then this A for total fit is a 4.00. Because it's thirds. It's down 0.33 each time. And they round it off, so there's a little bit of error. So every time you guys get a plus, you're actually getting a slight bit less than you should. And when you get a minus, you're getting a slight bit more than you should. Just so you know. But those should balance, essentially, except in my class, because I don't get minuses. Yeah?
Well, this might be irrelevant, but on my A minus that I received, it was a 3.91.
Your GPA was a 3.91. Your actual A minus itself, you probably didn't see that. You didn't see the contribution of that A minus. Good.
Thank you.
Back when I got report cards, this is date myself a little bit, but you would actually see the number of what are called quality points for each class. They might still do that here. I'm not sure they do. The 3.91 was your overall GPA, I'm assuming. Nice work, by the way. You wouldn't see the contribution of just that A minus. You'd see the overriding contribution of all the classes at once. Fair enough?
Yeah, thank you.
So what do we do? Just average those 4 numbers, right? And everyone's like, no, I just told you, you can't do that. This would be, if you will, your data. That's your data. Those are the numbers you have to average, but you have to average them correctly. You can't just add those 4 together and divide it by 4 and call it an average. Because if you did that, you're assuming what?
They're all weighted.
They're all weighted the same. In other words, total fit is just as hard as biology. It's not, it's harder. But by credit, it's easier, quote unquote. Okay? So what you have to do then is you have to put an F column, and in parentheses I'll put, this is your credits. This is your credits. Okay? So, stats 4 credit, yeah? Stats 4 credits. What's bio?
4.
5 or 4?
It's 5.
It depends. Let's make it a lab bio. It's 5.
Yeah.
Let's make it a lab bio. Psych?
4.
4? Total fit?
1.
The hardest single credit you'll ever have in your life? Yes. All HHP exercise classes are 1 credit. And in total fit, you're in class about 4 hours a week. And it feels like you're in class about 12 hours a week, and it's phenomenal. Who's taking total fit? A couple of you in here, maybe. If you ever need 1 credit, and you want to have a really good time screaming, making yourself hurt, in a good way, in a good way. We take care of our own in total fit. It's a wonderful, wonderful class. It's great, something to consider. Okay, so now it just becomes the key problem, doesn't it? It's just the key problem at this point. I'm gonna slide that camera because I bet we can't see what we're doing. Go ahead, you start working on it. While I get the camera in position. Yep, can't quite see it. Yes. How's Johnny doing? That sounds like a 1950s back to school special. Let's see. It's 2 1/3. 8, 9. Is that 9.33? 3? That's 2, is it? Check my math on this, friends. It's going to be questionable. Oh boy. Make sure I did this right.
You did.
Did I do that? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I tried to do it with the fractions. The fractions I have to adjust for the rounding. And
No, you got them spot on.
we're good? Oh, this actually works out nice because that adds up beautifully. Holy crap, this might be pleasant.
It's 43.
43 even. Good. So when we mentioned the 3.91 earlier, I got a feeling the 3.91, it wasn't any of these individual components. It was the overall component. So these are, I think these are called quality points. Like you pick up this many quality points for stat, that many quality points for bio, this many quality points, and so forth. I think. That could be an indicated term, in which case ignore me. And don't worry about it because nobody uses it anymore. Okay, beautiful. So our sum, XS, is that. Don't forget this. Jolene mentioned this before. 8, is that 14?
Yeah.
How we doing? X bar, AKA grade point average.
It's 3 points.
Weighted average, yes, yes?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. 43 over 14. Don't tell me.
Huh?
It's 3 times 4 is 42, and 1/14, 3.07?
Yeah.
Is that it? Ah! There we go. 3.07. I don't care that he got A's in psych and total fit. His grade point is just above a B because he buried himself in stat and bio as far as B's go. So the C plus in stat, because it was a 4-credit C plus, is not countered by the A in total fit. It can't pull him out of that low B range because of that. Does that make sense? Fantastic. Perfect example of a weighted average. I mean, this occurs to you guys all the time in your lives. Now, granted, nowadays you don't have to do them by hand anymore, of course. And with the new grad tracks, this is pretty slick. I've got some homework problems, and I think a quiz for the next couple of weeks that has you calculate how high of a GPA would you have to do in your next 2 quarters in order to graduate with, say, a 3.9. Suppose you have a goal. You're trying to get into nursing school, and you want to get a 3.9 because that's what they want to see. So if you're sitting on a 3.85 right now, and you've got a certain number of credits under your belt, how would you have to do in the next quarter or 2 quarters to graduate with at least a 3.9? Now, GradTracks does that for you somewhere in the program. They showed us this. We had a learning experience on GradTracks once. I drank a lot of coffee during it, so I forgot most of it. But somewhere in there, you can plug in how many credits do you have, how many credits do you have left to take, what do you have so far as a GPA, what's your desired GPA, what do you have to get. And it'll actually tell you have to get this kind of a GPA in your next term to get your goal of 3.9 or whatever it is. But I have you actually do the math on that in a quiz and in the homework. So just see how it works, how you analyze and how it works. Is GPA fair? Here's a question for you. What do you think? Is GPA fair? Not how it's used, like not like taking a GPA and then using it to get somebody into nursing school or something like that, but is the concept of a grade point average fair? What do you think? This is an opinion question, not like a factual. Just tell me why and tell me your name.
Patty.
Patty, go!
Because you can be really, really good at some things and not at others, or you forget to drop a class, you get an F, and it seems to weigh more than your A.
Thank you, Patty, for proving the point. Yes, thank you for proving the point. Yes, did you hear? She gave me 2 good reasons right there. You can be really, really good at certain things and not so good at other things. And the things that are not so good seem to hurt you more than the things that you're good at help you. And that makes perfect sense for you guys as 243 students. Generally, what I've seen from you guys is you kick butt, you kick butt, you kick butt. So when you don't kick butt on like one thing, it has more of a negative effect on an average. than when you do well, because you're already doing well per normal. So doing well again and doing well again maintains that. So when you don't do well, it kind of drags you down. This is why I have things like rated A coupons. So if you do have a goofy quiz, or a goofy question on an exam, or you forget to turn a project in on time, you turn the coupon in, and it goes more towards normal, if you will. Love that. The second thing is, if you do have a legitimately hard class on a GPA, and it does drag you down, that might impact you later if it's used. I had a student years ago, it's been about 3 or 4 years now. He was fantastic. I had him in Math 95, then 243 and 244. He's since graduated, and he got the scholarship to be on a sailboat and go to school at the same time all over the world. A fantastic scholarship. He applied for it, they denied him, because his first term here was just a really rough term, rough adjustment, high school to college, rough adjustment, tanked his first term. Like, not that he wasn't trying. I knew the kid during this time. We took Total Fit together. So I knew he was trying, he just couldn't sink the college experience. And he got denied the scholarship, and he appealed it. He's like, look, I really want to do this, Sean, would you write me a letter of reference? I'm like, hell yeah, I will. Wrote him a letter of reference, and I created 2 more measurements of academic performance. Grade point average, grade point median, and grade point mode. And I calculated, just like you guys did with keys, the mean, median, and mode of his grade point. And as it turns out, predictably, his grade point average was much lower than his grade point mode or his grade point median. Because the average was being pulled down by the low term, where the median and the mode didn't care about him, because the longer he was here I think up to 2 years at that time, he had so many good grades in the bank that the little guys, the ones who were pulling him down, got flushed under. Now I'm not going to claim that this is why he eventually got the scholarship, but he did. But it's indicative of maybe we should be looking at more than one thing in this. And maybe a grade point average is kind of antiquated. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a good thing. Possibly. Something to think about. Something to think about. Question so far on the idea of an average, and in particular right now a weighted average. Good so far? Make sense?